Let's start this circuit by laying on your back. Come all the way down, laying on your back, relaxed on your back with your knees bent. We're gonna work on pelvic tilts. This should just feel like you're tucking your tailbone under, and by that process of tucking your tailbone under, it should feel like it's pressing your low back into the floor. We're gonna press your low back into the floor, hold it for a second, and then release it. And when you release, it should feel like your tailbone falls back down towards the floor. So we'll tuck the tailbone under. You'll feel all those muscles behind your belly button engaging, and then release that again. We can intensify this feeling by exhaling. Let's add on to that by holding that pelvic tuck so your back is pressed down into the floor, and then pick your legs up and maintain that position and tap your feet. Make sure that your neck and shoulders are really relaxed. Don't be gripping through your neck and shoulders. We can make this one a little bit harder by extending one leg at a time a little further out, but no matter what, you should maintain connection between your low back and the floor. From there, we're going to move on to basic bridges. Spread your feet apart, about hip width apart. Press through your entire foot to lift your hips up. It should feel like you're squeezing your glutes and your hamstrings to lift your hips up off the floor. From there, just flip over onto your knees and your elbows, kind of a low tabletop position. Once again, we're gonna do pelvic tilts in this position. It should feel like you're just tucking your tailbone under and then arching your tailbone up. Next, take one arm, reach it under as far as you can, and then unwind by jamming your elbow up towards the ceiling, trying to open your chest up as high as you can, pulling that elbow up towards the ceiling. Switch sides. Your hips should be pretty stable here, not a lot of movement through your hips. What you're trying to do here is get a lot of rib cage rotation. After these thoracic rotations, just set both elbows down on the floor. We're going to practice just shoulder glides. This is where your shoulder blades slide together and then you press them as far apart as you can. Not a lot of movement. Next, let's just stand up, practice good body weight squats. Feet should be wider than hip width, and knees need to make sure that they're staying well aligned over your feet. Sit really far down and back as you sit into your squat, and then stand up nice and straight at the top, pushing equally through both feet. Final exercise, find a good bent over position where you have a hinge at your hips. We're going to prop your knees apart by placing one elbow against one knee and the hand against the other knee. And then rotate one hand really high up to the sky, opening your chest up. And then we're going to switch sides and do the other side. Make sure you're sitting back into your squat as you do this exercise. And that's the end of your circuit. You can go back and repeat it one more time.